Hi everybody. Hey, I just wanted to show you guys Mastery Connect. You can go to it by going to the website, just masteryconnect.com. Once you guys get in here, it is a free website. You can join for free. I just used my teacher email address and kind of logged in using my teacher stuff. You kind of have to prove you're a teacher to use it, I guess. And I don't know if you could use another email address or not, but you can just try the school one. Once you get logged into it, all right, once you guys get logged into it, one of the first things that you guys can do is you can actually go in and create trackers. And then the trackers are just kind of little grade books for your classes. The nice thing about it is you can create a CSV file off of your class roster and just upload it that way. So once you kind of get in here and you have your classes set up, then if you needed to add individual students, you could just hit the plus button and kind of go and add individual ones. And then just kind of keep import. If you wanted to go back in and import through a CSV file, you still have that option right here for a CSV file as well. Once you get in here, once you set up a tracker, and I'll go in and show you how to set up a brand new tracker, is you can actually pick whatever grade level core subject that you want to use. So for me, I'm going to stick with math. I'll go in, I'll choose math as my core subject. I'm going to set it up through Texas, the state of Texas, and then we'll choose, we'll choose 7th grade math. So I'll give it a description, like maybe it's my second period class. You can actually color code the folders in case you want to go in and kind of make sure you can kind of see them a little bit quickly and kind of pick them out. So you can customize it a little bit. Once you do that, then you can decide now if you want to go ahead and import your students with a CSV file, or after you've done that, you could just create it and then do that afterwards. So I could go in here and hit create the tracker for me, and what it'll do is it will go ahead and load all of the different texts for 7th grade math. And it'll actually show you, you can go and actually click on the standard, and you can kind of go through and read through the standard as well. So after you have your tracker set up, I'll show you one of mine that I've already got set up, is you can go in and actually do assessments based on certain standards. So one of mine that I'm using for my SLO is A5.A. It's basically solving one variable equations using distributed property. So once you go in here, you can actually assess that standard, and you can either upload your own assessment or you can use one that's already been created. So I was able to go in and find one that was created. It fit what I needed. It was basically just a 2-question assessment, and I actually was able to put it up on the screen in my classroom. And there is another cool feature, is there's a student app that acts like a bubble sheet, and students can go in and answer the questions directly from their phone, or you could have a tablet set up in the classroom and it would kind of grade them immediately, and they'd get immediate feedback whether they got both the problems right or one right or both wrong. Once you go in and set up your assessment, you're going to go in and decide how many points for each. Usually it's just 1 point per. After you've done that, you can decide what you would consider mastery score. So for my case, I went ahead and went with they had to get both of the problems right to be considered mastery. If they got one right, they'd be near mastery, and if they didn't get any right, then they would be in my remediation group. So the nice thing is Mastery Connect will tier it basically in just 3 groups. Your mastery, near mastery, and remediation groups. There's a whole community out there. I'm actually partnering with the algebra teacher over at Pearson, and her and I are going through and kind of making our assessments and kind of looking at that and sharing those between us. So the assessments are out here. If you don't want the students to use like their phone to go in and actually add it or to take the assessments, there are bubble sheets that you can go in and create and print out, and this thing will use your document camera, and you can actually go through and grade a whole class within a minute. You just flash it under your document camera and grade it that way. Another way to do it is you can actually use your phone. There's a phone app for it as well, and you can go in and use your phone to grade the students' assessments. It's a really quick scan. You don't have to, walk down to the printer and do it through Edgeforia or anything like that. So it's really kind of convenient, and it's really fast to go in and give an assessment as a warm-up and just kind of get some feedback really quick from the students when you're doing your CFAs. The Mastery Connect does have a lot of features where you can actually go in and create units. So I was able to go in and kind of put together my Module 1. I can go back and make my Module 2, Module 3, and it'll group all the text together, and you can kind of color code it inside the module as well. The only thing, unfortunately, is I have to do it separately into each tracker. It doesn't let me make one tracker and kind of copy it. I haven't figured that out yet. But for the most part, this has been really handy. It helps me make my SOAR groups, and kind of, keeps me on track with what I need to do with the students. Okay. Just let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks.